for yourself when you went into this, because you definitely mentioned, you know, you were growing, right? You said from word life you were growing. What did you want the feel to be for yourself when you were making this?
I wanted people to respect me. I wanted people, you know, we in a competition-based business. It's about naturally, it's about competition. DJs compete against each other, MCs compete against each other, writers. And you know, contrary to the mentioning Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Prodigy, Q, D.O.C., whoever you want to mention, in my mind, in my pen game, I'm like, yo, I'm right along with these dudes. Like, y'all keep mentioning trifecta, like, these are the only cats that exist on the planet. So that's what I went into this album, my sophomore album with. I went in sort of with a chip on my shoulder. And people that I'm not going to mention that didn't want to, you know, mess with me on the first album, you know, production-wise, but, you know, I just went in it, went into this album with, they gonna respect me. They gonna respect my pen game.
Yeah, big props for. There's so many rappers that would not say they came in with a chip on their shoulder because they're afraid of how that would sound. The honesty was everything. So knowing that you went in with that aim in mind, on a scale from 1 to 5, how much do you feel you accomplished that?
I give it a 3.
Okay, damn, 3. Why is that?
Yeah, because I'm still, you know, at that time, thinking back now, I was still growing. I was 20-something years old. So for me, albums are like books. They like chapters in your life. They are chapters. And contrary to what people say, some people gonna like the things you do. Some people, you know, are not gonna like some things you do. And I understood that by the second album. I ain't saying I liked it, but I understood that mentality of, you know, the whole wave could turn against me on the sophomore tip. You know, if I ain't confident, for me, I always tell people it took me 20 years for people to be like, I get him now.
Huh. Damn. Alright. That's something for y'all
I'm
to
better
sit
than
on.
everybody now. That's how I feel.
That's how you gotta feel, for sure.
Yeah, I'm better than all the Nas's, the J's, the Bigs, whoever. That's how I feel. I never said it.
Right.
But they feel the same way.
And you know what's crazy is, and this is why we do these interviews, because I mean, this is stuff we would never know behind the scenes. And every time you approach the mic, you sound like you felt that way already, especially on your guest appearance. When I ever heard you on other people's joints, you were coming for blood. You know what I mean?
I mean, yo, Nas left me hanging, and I don't say this in a bad way, but we both were signed to MC Search, Searchlight Music.
Mm-hmm. Back to the grill again.
Right. But I was signed first, and then Nas got signed after me to Search. And fast forward, you know, he left me hanging on the first album. Me and Buck waited hours in the studio for him. He was supposed to be on Word Life, but he didn't show up. In hindsight, I tell a story from time to time that we was young, and dude was the golden child. He had the whole hip hop community on his back. By default, because I don't think he went into this album believing that he was going to be the golden child. Like, he did a hell of a project. Illmatic is, I don't even call it a rap record. It's a hell of an album. And, you know, in any genre of music, you get one of those. You get those people who come through and people just get it. And, like I said, for me, I knew it was gonna be it was gonna be dragged out for a long time before people understood who I am.
That makes sense. And just being able to say that this is the mentality you had Yeah, I just read that piece not too long ago about the Nas in the first session. But yeah, just being able to reflect on growth, man. That's the beautiful part about having longevity in the game. Being able to say, I was at this point in my life.
Him and Jay had beef because he stood Jay up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stood Jay up. This is where their beef, part of their beef started. You know, Jay tapped him on the shoulder to come in and rock with him early on, you know. But like I said, man, at the end of the day, I'm glad those situations occurred. It just made me the artist I am today.
I was going to ask you about the J connection because I remember a joint that was out, I think the same year as this album was out, that you were on with a dude named Tone Hooker and Jay-Z. And y'all go way back, right? There's a connection there, right?
Right. Yeah, me and Jay got history. Yeah. I did a record for him. He was in this, I told you, him, Big, well, Nas and Big was taking off at this time. I'm talking about 94, 95, 96. So they weren't in D&D so much. You know, they was touring and doing shows. And, you know, they was the it guys. And Jay had a fight on his hand as well. So in a sense, I related to him. I related to him more because, you know, he came in the game late age-wise. And I heard Jay. Right. I heard this dude 10 years prior rocking with Kane.
Yeah.
On mixtapes. You know, him, Jazzo, and Kane, you know, freestyling on Cutmaster DC mixtapes. And, you know, the way he's rocking today is more or less what he was doing 10, 15, you know, 91, 90, 89, 88. This is Jay. You know, dude he's nothing to be messed with, man.
Right. And you were in the beginning of all of that. Like, this is your freshman class that you came out of.
Yeah. And Big Nas, like, that's my class.
And at that point, no one knew where everyone was gonna go, so it was even playing field, man. And that's why I think a lot of people miss when you hear them talk about the golden era, 1994, the golden year, because it was all y'all joints were getting played simultaneously. And I mean, we'll talk about this as we go.
Right.
Jump
let me clear something up real quick. I'm proud of them dudes because they did something that they took it somewhere else and set a precedent that Kane and Rakim did when they first came out. That's why I'm proud of Jay and Nas. Like, I mean, I'm sure if it wasn't for them in the business today, you know, me and you wouldn't be having a conversation either. We still need them guys.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm just saying, as adults and grown men now, mature men, like I'm happy they still around. You know, it kept me around.
It's vital, man, and taking rapping into being 40 and 50 and still garnering respect. We needed someone to do that. Word? Hey, brother, salute.
But you know, if Jay and Nas and you know Sticky and Fredro and all these other guys weren't still around, Bus, you know, Joe and shit.
Yeah.
Where would I
say no more?